the guitar's just giving me something entertaining to do, I guess. I'm not gonna play. I don't really want to play any of the music I have necessarily right now. I might. With the releasing of music, we released basically half the album, like 5 out of the 10 songs, but it wasn't that great of quality. I'm sure it would get a lot more views if I had promoted it more. It's this weird thing how I got insecure. It's like, why are people fucking listening to this? It's like, well, because you didn't promote it and you didn't do it on purpose because you realized how not good the quality was. So once we get everything re-recorded, and it's been a long process, longer than I wanted it to be, but maybe as long as it needed to be, because I'm thinking about the fact that we needed to fix our mental health and all this shit, and we were really going through it, each of us with our own specific things, but so it was necessary to take this long, because that's a lot of what it was. We aren't like trying and failing at working at it a bunch. Really, it takes us 2 seconds once we fucking do it. Yeah, it's just a whole thing. I can get into that later in this session or in a different one. This is a normal day I planned to do the podcast. I was planning on scheduling it, being Tuesday nights and then release it Wednesdays, but whatever. It's Sunday today, and hell, I might still not be able to release it until Wednesday. So there's your Wednesday podcast. I don't think that's the best day to release a podcast, though, now that I think about it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the best day would be to release a podcast. But anyway, back to the music thing, though. It's so the quality doesn't do it justice. The quality I had of the songs that are out there. You can go listen to them. They're on Spotify, they're on YouTube, they're on that Bandcamp website. We haven't set up our own website yet, though we have the name. We own the name, so we'll have to do something with that eventually. But for right now, there's Patreon, which I really just put for a general support thing. So when we do get more people into it and listening to it, people will we'll get some guaranteed money from people. There's the $1 tier, which is just general support, and then there's the $3 one. Made it all pretty cheap. So $1 for general support, and then so you'll basically still just get everything anyway. And then you'll get the $3 tier for all the stuff plus shit, getting shit early and getting shit that no one else will see or hear except for you. I'm not gonna release whole actual produced songs only on there, not releasing anybody else. That seems kind of pointless unless, I don't know, there might be some special circumstance, but other shit, not actual full length songs. I mean, those will be on there, and that'll be part of the early access thing, but not part of the stuff no one's gonna hear. But the hell was it? I was still talking about the music, but there were other things that this is the part of the stuff I was coming up with earlier that I forgot about, and now I remember what the fuck I was doing, kinda or what the fuck what topics were I was going to talk about, and it had to do with music. Obviously, that's why I got a fucking guitar in my hand. So what we're gonna do is here, because of COVID and all that kind of stuff, just the general atmosphere of the world. It wasn't even actual disease itself. Just kind of fucked us all up mentally more than we wanted to admit. Us particularly. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there where same thing. But yeah, so we have to work through all that bullshit. But so it's not as much of a concrete plan to everything, but we're picking the pieces up again. Kevin is our current artist for the album art for this first album, and after that, kind of with the producing thing, we might hand it off to somebody else. I'm gonna hand the producing stuff off to an actual producer. We're gonna hand the art to someone who's actually, unless it's not inconvenient for him but it probably will be. So we'll hand that off to somebody else because he not only has this, which he doesn't have to do every day. He, currently, since we're not playing live shows, currently all he does is come in for the solos. But we recorded all those, so really he's doing nothing for us right now except for. I mean, that sounded bad. He's got nothing to do right now for us currently, except for that album art. But like in the future, it's like, well, he's going to be playing with us. He's going to be recording his solos, for the studio shit. And he's got his personal training career, which currently he works at, actually, yeah, works at a sort of office. It's a gym. It's just a little, that was not quite enough. That I tried to get away from the mic, but I wasn't far away enough. Definitely heard that. Yeah, with this, he works at some gym. Forget which one. He used to work at LA Fitness at first, and he's just like transitioned. There's issues there with like travel and shit like that, and cars getting fucked up. Not like accidents, but like, well, kinda. Tire flew off one of the cars. Luckily, it didn't hit anybody, but like, the cars I mean is his and his fiance's cars. I actually have their dog staying with us upstairs. We're watching her until they, because they're getting drunk somewhere. Their kids are, I don't know who they're with. I'm sure, obviously, with grandparents, something like that. They're not taking them with them for that. I'm not really playing anything interesting right now. Just a bunch of open. So, for the future. Okay. So back on track. So not only does he work there at an actual gym in an office, he basically just sits there all day and answers calls or whatever. Actually, that was his previous job. I don't know what's going on at this other place that he's at currently. There's a whole thing about why he doesn't work there anymore. There's nothing bad. It's just not my business to tell that part. And he could come on and he'll probably be cool with telling it because, I will have him on here eventually. This is my brother Kevin. I don't know if I mentioned that part. He does lead guitar for us. I do rhythm and vocals, and main songwriter, secondary songwriter, and also just secondary member, just like leader to the band is Kent, little brother who lives with me upstairs. He doesn't live. We're in the same place. He's just upstairs right now. That's his room. I actually don't stay in my room that often. My room is like the rest of the fucking townhouse. It's no big deal to him because he basically just spends most of his time playing video games. But as far as the fucking the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, Kevin would probably be cool with talking about that. If he came on here or something, but I'm not gonna talk about that part. What I'm talking about is, in addition to working there, he also takes on clients, like personally, like he has his license, so it's cool, but he's basically just, so it's not illegal for him to do this. Even if it was, it's not like he's helping people get fit. It's just technically legal for them to pay him to do that. Makes it sound like I'm talking about prostitution. But he also does that. He doesn't have a whole lot right now because he's basically just starting out. He's actually starting to put videos up on YouTube. I put a preview on my page on Instagram, not on my YouTube, on his YouTube. Like right now, currently my biggest platform that I'm known on, and it's not like I'm famous. It's fucking 400 followers currently, but it's the Instagram, the Insta. Because it's a place where I can just post random shit when I don't have content. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that keeps the count coming. It's like the follower count coming. It's just like or followers coming. I don't know why I said it like that. It keeps the followers coming versus YouTube, where you constantly have to have material. I don't really have any that's at least ready to be released. I technically have tons of fucking material. It's just for some dumb reason I decided to be Mr. Do it all myself with the making of the music and shit. Well, with producing and shit like that. Making of the music, I actually have my help. Kevin does his lead stuff. Ken helps me with songwriting. Our current kind of temp basis, we don't know if he's going to be on full time or not, is Jim. His name's Jim. So because of that, he doesn't do much. He just jams with us every now and then we'll see if he'll want to come on full time to play live shows and all that kind of stuff. So that's we're not purposely excluding, because it's he doesn't like doing stuff unless it's like concrete, I guess, or like I don't know, and like whatever. That's not the important thing to talk about here. Well, technically, there's nothing real important or not important here. I'm just talking about random shit. Wait, trying to do beginning of Sanitarium, and it's in distortion anyway. And it's not. It's supposed to be clean in the actual song. It's Metallica I'm talking about. Not the only band songs I know. People, I know I always wear the Metallica hat and shit like that, but like they're not the only one I listen to. I couldn't write songs if they're the only band I listen to. Because the main thing is my style mainly comes from them because I grew up listening to them. But like in order to create new ideas and new riffs, I got to listen to different bands and actually a lot of times just completely different types of music to get the good inspiration. Because if I keep just listening to heavy metal all the time, I love it, but like I'm just gonna write the same riff everyone else has written. Right? Don't want to do that. Hang on, I'm gonna check the battery life here. Hopefully it's gonna. It might fuck with the timing here. No, fuck. Damn it. Okay. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to be really frustrated because it's going to exit out and I'm going to have to press record on the camera again. Hopefully this is still recording. I'm going to check real quick. But as far as people's duties, what was I talking about with that? Kevin... Okay, he's got the personal training thing, so it's like, okay. So chances are the artwork is going to go on to somebody else too. So for second album onward, different people producing it, different people doing the album artwork, but we're still making the music. Because there would be no point in doing it if we didn't. Because, like, it'd be different. And even then, I don't think there'd be a point in doing it because that's fucking stupid when people do this. But what I'm going to say is, even if we were famous, we're not going to pawn songwriting off onto somebody else. It's like, there's no point in us doing music if we're not making it ourselves. That's, yeah. Do I have like a vein pop? Probably. I don't know. Sometimes wearing glasses and the hat a lot give me a headache. I look like a grandma. Glasses and a hat a lot can give me a headache. I don't want to take these off though because I keep looking up to examine the camera. What's weird about this is I feel like maybe it looks like I'm looking at the camera, but I'm not. I'm looking at the screen. Hello. Right, I can't. That's most people though. They can't help but look at the whatever. But like, I feel like too much eye contact might make you uncomfortable. I mean, it would make me uncomfortable. But that's just me. Look at each other in the eye for too long. It gets a little ridiculous. Not ridiculous. Uncomfortable. That's the word I want to use. I don't know. Eye contact's a different subject. We're not getting onto that. We're going to, if I feel like it. But right now we're still talking about music. Okay, so passing all that shit on other people. We're gonna finish recording the album. That part though, we are gonna go to somebody to do the final master because that's the part I'm having a lot of trouble with. We had trouble in the beginning, but part of it was it's like, oh yeah, no, the drum sound sucks. So unfortunately, we need to scrap all the drums and re-record them. And that's where the frustration started. We're almost done with that, technically. It's 3 songs, but one of them is going to be a little more complicated to record than the others. But after all that gets done, we're going to, obviously have the artwork ready, film some little amateur music videos because I had some ideas. I had a pretty funny idea for a song, honestly. I wrote a music video for it, which is a song I haven't released. It wasn't on that little shitty demo. I call it shitty because I like the music, but like just that fucking audio quality fucking sucked. And it's probably not the worst audio quality you've ever heard in a release ever. Because then again, it's like, when I'm thinking about bad audio quality, I'm also thinking about people that just straight up make bad music. There's like young people in high school. Like I knew some musicians growing up in high school and shit like that, and a couple of them had like a really good setup and really good sounding shit. But then others, it just, yeah. Mr. Kent. Oh no. Nope, no. Anywho, we have a cat, so, having the dog over is, the dog, she's a she and the cat's a boy. She just wants to be his friend because she has another cat friend, which is actually his sister. But he doesn't like her. Big scary animal. He's growing some balls though. He's been getting closer to her, but he still hisses at her every time. What was I gonna say? Good girl.
Hey, stay. Want to try something? Stay.
What are you gonna bring?
No, I'm just gonna
Oh.
see if she's gonna stay while I pet him.
Anyway, the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, release all that shit. I think that's what I was on, right? Releasing the music. Oh yeah, the funny music video ideas. No, I was talking about high school and the fucking some of the people that sucked and like. You know what? I heard less of their music. There were some people that clearly had this like ridiculous idea in their head. Like, I get the aspiration and wanting to make it big and even having a lot of confidence to make it big because obviously you have to have that. But the amount that they had was very unjustified, and like their personalities they just gave all that vibe of like, classic, like, all right, loser. Like, just being real. There are a couple people on Instagram like that too. There's actually a lot of unrecognized talent on there. But then there's the few where it's like, oh, I know why you don't have that many followers. And then there's other people, obviously, just in general, that have like millions of followers. And it's like, what are you famous for again? Some fucking TikToker bullshit. Like, what do you do? What? TikTok isn't a horrible app all the time. But with a lot of that trendy shit is where it's fucking stupid. Right. I'm just hitting random chords. And if they sound good, cool. I'm just fucking around. Just if there's dead air at all. I was gonna say dead space, like the game. Yeah, if there's dead air at all, just hit random notes. There's a Family Guy joke. I forget which song was the actual song they were making fun of. It was like piano riff, woo. The hell was I gonna say? About the music thing. Okay, yeah. When it comes to we're gonna release all that shit. But then our next project was a project that came out of nowhere just because I played a riff while we were jamming the other day, and it's like, this might work for what Kevin wants to do, and he wants a sort of song for him to work out to, as in like for his videos and stuff like that. Because like, even if we release it and like it demonetizes his videos, we'll still get the money, so you know he'll be good. And we have a few songs on this album actually that could work as long as I strip the vocals from them. But then we have this song that it's purely created for this, and it wasn't planned to be that. It was a riff I had, and like it's like I doubted it. It sounded like too much of a generic heavy metal riff, but it works. It works pretty well for that, I think. So we're gonna record that. That's gonna be a very, very next music project. What I mean by that is like we're still having the other stuff in the meantime with the album, like making the music videos and shit like that. Probably like basically simultaneously at the same time. Okay, I thought Kara was with you. Yeah, so simultaneously do that and record the song. Okay, so after all that bullshit, that's just the next step. There's not a real specific thing after that, technically. I mean, there are stuff planned for after that, but it's not a specific plan currently. Doing laundry?
My workload, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of need to do that.
Were you trying to jam at all?
Maybe. I don't know. I may have almost got a fucking Max Payne 3 multiplayer match.
Oh, what time is it?
We're about to be 8.
Okay. Well, we got 2 hours. I just want to fuck around mainly with that one riff for Kevin.
Gotcha.
See if we can, because we basically have a whole song ready from what we're jamming on.
Kara's probably getting restless.
Yeah.
Hi, Clyde.
The hell else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, well there's no particular plan, but there is. Well, there is, but there isn't. I have a whole bunch of songs ready for a second album, for a third album, and then that last minute one right there. I don't know if I'll, because that'll be a song just made on its own for his videos and shit. But I don't know if I want to just still slap it on like the second album along with everything else. I might, just to, because I feel weird about having just a song by itself. I don't know. I feel so weird about that. Unless I was doing it for, I mean, I'm doing it for him, obviously, but I also kind of want to throw it on something because it's still one of our songs. But like, I don't know. It's weird when someone, like, I can't believe Metallica did this. It's weird because that's really so unlike them, or it seems like it's unlike them. But when they did the song "I Disappear," which I think is a good song in my opinion, a lot of people in the heavy metal community, okay, I don't even know if that many people. It might have just been one guy. No, not one guy, but there are a few YouTubers I said that talk shit about "I Disappear." It's maybe not the craziest, like, it's a really simple song with really simple lyrics, but like, so the fuck what, right? So what? Anyway, so what? It's just like, it's the same people who have a problem with the Black Album. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, I talk shit a lot about pop music, but I'm not gonna say every song sucks. A lot of them do, but like, it's not just because it's simple. It's because it's uncreative. I wouldn't say "I Disappear" is uncreative, but what I'm gonna say what's weird about it is they just put it on that Mission Impossible soundtrack, Mission Impossible 2. And they didn't like put it on any album they were doing. Usually, not usually, it just seems weird for them to do that because they don't like to do just songs on their own, I guess is what I'm saying. Not even the fact that they didn't slap it on an album, just the fact that they did a song just on its own in general, just to write a song. Really, the process with me is always, when I write a song, I'm ready to write a whole fucking album. I'm not just a one song type guy a lot of times. It's not how my creative process works. Generally. Hang on. Okay. I thought I was tripping. The hell was I gonna say? Oh yeah, slapping that song on an album. But like I'm saying that for them specifically. I'm not saying it's weird to do that because like one of my the song that introduced me to this band is one of my favorite songs from a soundtrack ever is "Blow Me Away" by Breaking Benjamin when they did for the Halo 2 soundtrack. That's some good shit right there. That is nice. But they didn't put that on an album. I thought they did, but I checked and I was like, oh no, they didn't slap that on an album at all. They had, I think they put it on like a greatest hits album or something like that afterwards, like years afterwards. But like the only album it was on to that point was Halo 2 soundtrack, which isn't bad. The reason I kind of criticize that because there's a lot of soundtracks like the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack, if I remember correctly, that had a lot of duds for songs and had those few golden ones. And this is like, eh. But, well, if anyone's played Halo ever, you know that soundtrack's fucking, that's a good shit right there. That's a big inspiration for me, too, as far as it's music-wise. That game's just an inspiration to me in general. The hell was I gonna say? Sorry, I'm still getting used to this. I feel like this is higher energy than the last one, though, so that's good, at least. Somehow when the sun goes down, it brings out the monster in me. I don't know. I do like the fact that I work in the daylight now instead of doing overnights. I get that topic in a second. Need to figure out if anything else to say about music. Oh, yeah. Yes, I don't know if I'm going to slap that on or not, but like beyond that, literally just the next step is record, not official versions, but record rough versions here in this makeshift studio we got of, I think you actually see the drums, yeah, of the album 2 songs, which we rehearsed a couple times, just while we were jamming, not to be like, we have to rehearse these songs, because we need to rehearse the fucking first album songs first. What we're going to do is we're going to record it here like we did, kind of. What I mean by that is like, I want to say like we did with the first albums, but kind of, I mean, we're not going to perfect it. If it sounds good enough, we'll be like, okay, people have a general idea. Or not people have a general idea. We have a general idea of what we want it to sound like when we actually hop into a real studio. So that's the next process. And then from there, should be straightforward, pretty straightforward. Anyway, to the changing my job thing. I talked about that briefly in a couple other videos, but not very many people watch those. And more people, I don't know if more people will watch this, but more people at least, when I do the little fucking, when I have a good thumbnail, I feel like it's kind of easier to have a good thumbnail with this. I don't know. You can do a good thumbnail regardless, but I feel like I rob people when I give them a good thumbnail, and then you get a video of me driving around in my car without a high-quality microphone. That's the thing with this, is there's a little bit of production value to it. This here is even coming through the studio thing. It's not connected to my amp or anything. I was going to do that, but that was going to be... I was like, well, why not just plug it in directly? There'd be a lot less noise and feedback, too. Yeah, so how the hell did I get on that topic from new job? Oh no, okay, yeah, no, I know. We're talking about the little vlogs I did. I don't have to keep this secret, but I'm not, just because I'm not going to specify what my jobs were if I didn't already. It wasn't Penn Station. That was a while ago. That was a long time ago. So it wasn't that. No restaurant jobs for me, unless it's like a family business type. I don't know. Like my dad's thought about opening a restaurant, but he's got different, more manly business he's started up. Currently, he's got, I forget what exactly it entails, but it's called Fix It Daily. He has a YouTube channel, but he hasn't uploaded a video in a while. He has a Instagram, pretty sure it's Wood County Customs, and his Facebook is just Keith the Toolman Taylor. But that's not his business Facebook. I think his business Facebook might be also Fix It Daily. How did I get on that topic now? I'm trying to talk about specific things. It's weird doing this by myself. I feel like, if I lose something that I had an idea in my head when I'm talking to other people, it's no big deal, because what we're doing is just we keep the conversation going. Here, it's like I gotta not get too random with it. I feel like, talk about business and shit like that. Why were we talking about that? I don't fucking remember now. Odd. Oh yeah, no, yeah, I'm not. I remember now. Yeah, if I can avoid it, no restaurants anymore. Yeah, I worked overnight at a store, and the job actually wasn't that bad. The people weren't that bad. It was just like I was getting a lack of sunlight. My routine was suffering, and plus we were going through all that shit with COVID, and then there was the issues with the album. It's just everything. Just like I needed to start taking steps, and I knew that was the place to start. And I was right. I'm getting better now, and it's like it's not the only step I took. I took multiple ones after that. You got to be serious about your mental health. But that was the first step, and I was right to make that the first step, and that was really obvious. Should be obvious. Sorry. Honestly, for those parts, I might just, if I remember to edit, there's not that much to edit, so I might not. If I remember to, I'll be like, oh shit, and go find the parts with the burps and just turn the volume all the way down, or basically off for those parts. Shoo. Hang on. Oh yeah, no. That's the thing. I went over to this job. This new job, but I don't like the schedule. And I also don't like the fact that they didn't put me on the road as much as they promised. So I'm not super desperate to do it because it's not a horrible job. But I am looking for another job. I just want a fucking Monday through Friday, man. This one's like Monday through Thursday. And then Saturday. Monday through Thursday, Friday off, Sunday off. But like that doesn't work for me. Not having 2 days in a row. Or basically 2 days and a night in a row. Because Friday night. Whatever. Not having that time it doesn't help the progress of everything when it comes to me, specifically my mental health. It's just it makes things a little bit harder, and there's always gonna be obstacles in the way. But if I can, I'm not gonna jump on it too fast and like make excuses and be like, it's like I'm only gonna be able to move forward if I do this. So then I sit around and do nothing till then, and I've done that before. But I'm definitely past that. So I'm still moving ahead regardless of if I'm still working there. But like as I'm doing it, just pull out my phone, every now and then and be like, who's hiring? Put an application real quick. That's what I love about that. You just walk around anywhere with this computer in your pocket and just fucking apply to places. It doesn't work very good with all places though. Sometimes it's like I'm gonna have to fucking go on a computer to do this one. That's the great thing of just not having to walk in and do it in general. It's like we went from like having to constantly be like, hey, you hiring, all that kind of stuff, and now it's like, and then it went to like all computer shit, and now it's on the phone. Now we just like whenever we feel like getting a new job. I mean, it's not like instant jobs. I mean, you have to go through the application process and interview and shit like that. But like, yeah, it's crazy the convenience of that. The blessing, like the internet is like the greatest and worst thing. I mean, we're also talking about phones, but like I want to specify, because I was just thinking about it right now with this current generation of bullshit. The internet's like the best and worst thing that was ever been created simultaneously. Like simultaneously, it is the best and worst invention of all time. Because we're all connected, but a lot of it's false. There's a lot of that social justice bullshit. I'm not even going to go into all that shit right now. We can go into that, but that's not what this specific episode is about. I mean, it isn't really about anything, but like I don't want to. If so far what I talked about hasn't felt very heavy, or not heavy, political, I guess you could say, we're not going to touch on that stuff for this one. We're not going to do that. And I don't really want to do that at all because I feel like it's been said to death. I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan's podcast, but they've talked about it to death, and I don't really, if I don't have to, I don't want to touch on that. I'm this new guy. I'm the new guy. I'm the new podcast guy. I'm very amateur. I'm very starting out. I mean, when it feels right, I will talk about that stuff, but generally, I'm avoiding that bullshit because it's just too much of a fucking headache. Anyway, shit, when it comes to the hell was I talking about? I keep fucking up. I gotta pee. I might actually stop this, not right now, but since I have to pee, it's like this is gonna be not that much longer. The hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, no. So simultaneous. So I'm going to be, still working ahead, while at the same time looking for another job. And like that's not something I need to vocalize here, but like just in the moment, I'm realizing it. I'm like, oh my god, I have grown a bit. I remember I would have handled this far differently back in the day. Yeah, I can't think of. I didn't get to doing a whole lot of guitar playing. I realized I did like an intro, like there's a full like 10 minutes of audio before any of the footage came in, and I wasn't gonna release that initially, but like maybe I recorded a good intro for the podcast. It's like this riff. It didn't feel super original, but it sounded cool to me. And what I mean by that is like it sounded very old school classic rock, and by that I mean it's like when I hear that I'm like, sure, it sounds good, but like has it been done? I haven't listened to every classic rock song that ever existed. Though I'm a big fan of the era, I haven't listened to everything. I haven't. I guess I could. I mean, I've listened to a lot of it, but like, there's a lot of factors that go into that. Why I haven't. One, sometimes you just miss stuff, and two, I very limited interest at a time, so that tends to get in the way sometimes. But it's also where I find new inspiration, because it's like I haven't watched or listened to this in a while, and then I'll do it, and I'll be like, let's do stuff. That was not. that wasn't as impactful as I wanted it to be. It's like This fucking the video of the dude playing the heavy metal songs clean, and someone called "Raining Blood" "Raining Ketchup." I don't know. It's just like, whoops. Yeah, I guess there's not much else for me to say in this video. Though I want to go further, I don't want to just be here like, the fuck am I gonna say next? So I don't really have anything that was on my mind that I need to say. It's all out. I mean, there's going to be more on my mind, trust me. But like, of this particular session, that was that. You know, it's other stuff I can talk about. I feel like it kind of portrays a theme I got going for this one. You know, I could talk about anything. I could talk about video games. I talk about the recent anime I'm watching. It's not recent. It's I'm like rewatching this most recent season of My Hero. I don't think it's the greatest anime I've ever seen, I'll be honest, but like, I still like it. It's got some cheesy moments and shit like that, but like, I mean, you could tell I've watched anime, even though that's not mine. That's Kent's. And he's got another one over there. If you ever seen Heaven Lost Property, you know, but she's like, I don't know if I'll get demonetized with that. I mean, she doesn't show nipples or anything like that, but she's completely nude. She's just a little covered up. Was there anything else I needed to say? Oh no, yeah, we're just talking about anime, shit like that. Yeah. Fuck, it's like I don't want to end it because I feel like when I do, I'm gonna be like, fuck! There's this thing I was gonna say. You know what, actually? I'll just edit it out. I'm going to go pee, and then if I come up with anything over there, I'll come back and say it here. But if that's not the case, bye-bye.